Cool.
What is good, Chi-Town, and what is popping, all you Windy City Fantastics out there? We are Windy City Fantasy, coming right back at you again with another great podcast. I am your host, Steve. Across from me, Wise Sage, Crusher of Dreams, especially my dreams in our Dynasty League, Moose.
Yeah, my dreams were crushed last weekend.
I feel for you, but I'm going to carry the torch all the way to the ship, that championship. And then to the left of us, to the right of you, Moose, and the one who's dropping all them likes and the beats and the bombs are going to get that first round W, Elliot.
Number one pick, baby! oh, before I forget, ding, fries are done.
How we doing tonight, boys? What we drinking?
Natural Villain tonight, and also Light Sky from Blue Moon.
Nice. I got a little Fist City and Christmas IPA from Goose Island. Went back to the well with those two right there.
I'm just drinking life.
Right? Because that's what you do. The fantasy life.
Drinking fantasy life.
Fantasy life.
God, I hate fantasy.
What is going on, Jay? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, hello, Jay.
Boys, really quick, we're going to jump into Thursday Night Football before we kick off at 7:20. You did post out on the show's page there, Moose, that if you are wondering, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are starting, but they're going to be on a limited count.
Yep.
And also Eckler's good to go.
Yep.
Henry Ruggs is out due to COVID.
Yep.
Right? So
no other news from anybody.
No other news from there. I do have a tweet that was retweeted from Adam Schefter per Field Yates stating that take this for what it's worth from the man himself. Keenan Allen just yelled into the camera during pregame saying, "Don't sit me." So for those wondering if they should sit Keenan Allen or not, this is the semifinals, round 2 of the playoffs, Moose. Would you still sit Keenan Allen if you own him? Come on.
No, I wouldn't sit him.
Okay.
I would start him.
I mean, given the fact of what he's done so far, and even though Justin Herbert's production has dropped of late.
Once again, unless I have really good depth on my teams to where there's a lot of favorable matchups, that's the only scenario that I would sit him. But, I mean, in this case, if you don't have great, depth and this is your boy, then you got to start him. You got to start him.
For obvious reasons, if you have better options. What I mean is, like, if you got, like, a legitimate wide receiver, too, you can either swap out for Keenan Allen.
Good depth.
Again, guys, do not leave players like this for Thursday night matchups in your flex. It's only going to screw you over.
Yeah.
So, just saying it out there. There you go, Jay. There's your answer from Elliot himself.
Delicious.
Guys, also, really quick, if you haven't started following us on Spotify, Apple Pods, iHeartRadio, Google Cast,
what are you waiting for?
Right? You're waiting. You're denying yourself the privilege
together.
of listening to these dulcet tones buzzing in your ear.
Hey, man, Christmas is right around the corner. Gift yourself.
Right?
Follow him.
It costs you nothing but it's free. We're talking.
The drops alone last week were phenomenal.
Yeah, guys, and then follow us on YouTube as well. Email the show.
Yeah.
What else can you do, Moose?
Any social media.
Exactly.
We got a Facebook page. We all got Twitter accounts. Some of us have Instagram.
We even sound great in the background. So if you're not even listening to us, just hit the play button, subscribe to us. We're kind of like
if you don't like listening to our voice, we all have cool beards, and you can just look at us,
right?
Yeah,
I love the little duck one you got there.
Hey, I've been working at it for over a year. Okay, so
nobody hustles harder than you.
Nobody hustles harder than this beard.
All right, really
I don't
quick.
know if I'm gonna wait till next week to get my beard trimmed until after I win this game. A little playoff beard action.
Oh, okay. Just like the groundhog, this ain't coming off or coming out. And that's my bare face. Guys, really quick, who do you like, who don't you like in this matchup for tonight? Do you like Derek Carr against the Chargers?
Yeah, I kind of feel that the Raiders are in the playoff hunt, and I think they're going to come out hungry to get a W and sustain that playoff hunt. If the Chargers win, it's just strictly to keep getting more experience and getting more comfortable with Herbert.
The Chargers are definitely playoff killers at this point.
Yeah.
So the Raiders cannot afford to
Right.
lose to the Chargers.
I mean, yeah, it's a division rival. Both teams don't like each other. But once again, I think the edge has to go to the Raiders because they're fighting for something.
right.
Just my opinion.
Do you trust Mike Williams tonight in the Thursday night matchup,
Man,
even though he's going to be limited? Now, I already asked you about Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I
but-
don't know. So, like, leading up to this, the reports were saying that Keenan Allen was going to dress no matter what. Mike Williams was the big question. But now that's him saying that he is being dressed. Once again, maybe flex option. Maybe you're in a scenario where he is one of your better options and you were forced to play a weaker player. But now that he's in, I say you could probably start him.
Okay. And then for both tight ends, both Darren Waller and Hunter Henry,
I think
the Raiders
yeah.
are 17th. They give up the 17th. Well, I shouldn't. They're seventh. They're ranked 17th for giving up the amount of points to opposing tight
Sure.
ends, and the Chargers are 10th as 10th worst. And obviously, the Raiders have a little bit better. Do you still feel confident? Obviously, Waller, yes, but for
Yeah.
those who rock Hunter Henry,
Yeah, I mean, both wide receivers are banged up. I mean, he has to go somewhere. So, there you go.
all right. Justin Herbert, does he snap out of his funk that he's been in the past couple of weeks?
I don't know. He's a rookie quarterback. This is all growing pains.
Do you think this is like as the season goes on, the body kind of because he's not fully conditioned to NFL style play yet,
Sure.
obviously because he's a rookie. So do you think this plays a factor? I mean, he came in at the third week.
I wouldn't.
The second week.
I
Of the
wouldn't
season.
say it's going to play a factor because Eckler's back, so that gives him more. That gives his offense a better chance to run the ball and to do drop offs. So he doesn't have to scramble as much or do those deep passes to where he may get quote unquote fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's just he's a rookie quarterback. Like, I mean, if you're expecting him to come in there and start playing like Brady, then you're sadly mistaken. You have to take it with a grain of salt. It's every week is literally like you're playing Russian roulette.
Right.
So-
Fun fact.
All right.
Since Eckler has come back, he's I want to say gotten close to 34 targets from the quarterback, from what's his face. I'm horrible with names and people, but
Herbert?
yes, Herbert. And it's funny because he reminds me of it's the guy from Family Guy, the old guy.
Right.
You should remember that name. But Justin Herbert has targeted Austin Eckler at least 30 plus times since he's been back the last couple of weeks. So I wouldn't see anything, any of a drop off from that. You know what I mean? Like it's the piece they've been missing. In all honesty.
Last but not least, Josh Jacobs comes back from the ankle injury. He underperforms last week, gained only 10 fantasy points. Can you trust him against a tough Chargers run defense? Especially if you had it's obviously he was out the week prior, so you would replace them. Let's say you had suitable replacements. How do you feel about, again, they're hungry. They got to win. They're going to want to run the ball. We've already talked about this. As long as he gets 20 or more carries a game, he produces.
Yeah.
By hook or by crook, he's going to find a way to make you give you a salvageable, decent fantasy day. Can you trust him?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to be sitting him. You shouldn't sit him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once again, it's a rival game, and Chargers sure have a better rush defense than their pass defense. But I mean, I always said whenever Jacobs gets 20 plus carries in the game, the Raiders do really good, and if they want to win, they're going to get him involved.
And last time he faced the Chargers, he had 14 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown, and 1 reception for 3 yards.
Yeah.
That was back in week 9. What do you guys think about who wins this matchup? What's your guys' thoughts?
Raiders.
Raiders?
Yeah.
Elliot?
Well, I mean, we're not picking this game, obviously.
Obviously.
So, I mean, I think the Chargers have a good shot, but I could see the Raiders winning this game. I mean, the Raiders have more to lose than the Chargers do.
This is true. And the last time they met, they won 31-26 in a close game against the Chargers. I feel like this is going to be another close matchup, but they're going to kill the hopes and dreams of the Raiders. So I think the Chargers are going to win on this one.
Okie dokie.
All right. So from there, we're going to go straight to our news. And what do you got for us first, Moose?
What do I got for us?
Yeah, I'm going to have you start it off this time.
Okay. Yeah, so let's just do some COVID stuff. Marquise Brown, James Porsche, and Miles Boykin, all three wide receivers from the Ravens, went on reserve COVID list as of today.
Did you say Porsche?
Proche? Porsche, whatever. Randall Jones, running back from the Bucs, is on COVID list. However, I think this is a little sneaky play by the Bucs because he's having finger surgery. He had finger surgery today after his finger got damaged earlier on in the week.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is them trying to keep him off of like the IR or like the injury reserve. So they're playing the COVID list.
Okay.
And then David Johnson from the Texans have been taken off of the COVID list.
All right.
So just a little COVID thing. I feel, every week we have to talk about the COVID people because it's just natural.
So
it's real.
To touch on those three things, I don't think it's really much of a loss with Marquise Brown because he has been so inaccurate with his season this year as opposed to last year.
I think it's huge for them. They're losing their top three wide receivers. Who are they going to throw to?
Lamar's just going to run. He's going to throw it to Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
And he's got three running backs in J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, the Gus Bus, and Old Man Ingram, who basically is taking the candlelight and he's walking away from.
I hope you're right. I hope we see a high school offense with no wide receivers. And
listen, I mean, you watched that Monday night game against the Browns, and they ran. The hell, both sides ran their asses off, and only until like the last few minutes of the game was there some actual passing. And at first, I was like, "Man, Jackson left the game for cramps," and he came back quick because, boy, the day looked pretty bad without Jackson.
Yeah, I know, but this is still the NFL. You're not going to be like, "Hey, Jacksonville, I'm not lining up with no wide receivers."
Listen, I'm just saying that it didn't really matter whether it was Miles Boykin or Marquise Brown. I mean, look at the season, how it's gone so far. Lamar Jackson doesn't care. He's still going to run. And if he can't run, he's going to dump the pass off. And if he can't find Mark Andrews short, he's just going to find player A to be plugged in, and he's going to throw to him. I don't think it's a huge loss for the Ravens. As we all know, the Ravens is primarily a running team. Bruh.
Oh my God!
Are you? Are you not? Are you going to argue with me on the fact that the Ravens haven't primarily ran the ball for most of the season?
Yes, but once again, if you come to a game with no wide receivers and all your lineups are tight end and big jumbo sets, you're telling me that the defense is going to be like, "Hey, let's bring our nickel package." No, man, they're going to bring an extra D lineman, extra linebackers, crowd the box, and what are you going to do? You're going to stop the run, and now you're going to be like, "Hey, Lamar, pass."
Well, I mean, it's not like they're not going to have wide receivers there.
I don't think it matters who he's passing to.
Like, think about it, though.
Legitimately, it's not going to...
Boykin, Brown, Porsche, and who was the guy that just retired from the NFL that they signed?
Dez Bryant.
And Dez Bryant. There goes your top four wide receivers. How many more wide receivers do you have on? Like, teams have like 6 to 7.
It don't matter.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry. They have the rookie, Dordini or whatever.
Right, there you go. That's who he's going to throw it to.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because Lamar's just going to run or he's going to he has Mark Andrews. That's his receiver.
You know what? I'm going to pick the Ravens-Jacksonville game as one of our deep dish games, and I'm going to pick Jacksonville to win.
Do it.
That's what I'm going to do.
Because
bold bet right now.
All right, that's fine. When we
for 2 deep
when
dishes.
we do the Friday show, we're going to talk about that right there. That's going to be part about it. So we'll get into that.
Mark it down. Mark it down
in your calendars.
I'm marking it down right now. Jags versus Ravens. Steve's wrong.
No, you're wrong, my friend.
The bet should be
wrong.
The bet should be will Baltimore dress wide receivers.
Right?
My gosh.
Prop bet.
Anyways, Ronald Jones.
It is Tanksville, though. We'll find a way.
We'll find a way. So because of this Ronald Jones news,
See, I don't know because
Leonard Fournette, LaShawn McCoy.
This is what
I've seen people snag up McCoy this past week like it's nothing.
Right. So like my thing. So this is why I'm questioning that they put him on COVID reserve, because what if this? Okay, so if the surgery is success and he just has to wear, let's say, like a finger cast. Like if he's on COVID, he just has to take the test and be like, yeah, I'm positive. Or I'm sorry, I'm negative. I could play.
Well, if he's on COVID, it depends. If he's on COVID for proximity,
Right.
then he can play.
Well, like
on
if he's
Sunday,
if he's on the injury
if he
list,
passes.
go through all
He's
the
out for
protocols.
3 games.
Right.
If they select him, designate him IR, he's automatically out for
Right.
3 games. If he's on the COVID list, if they play that card right there, I guess the way they could probably get away with it is because then if somebody did test positive for COVID and the contact tracing says that Ronald Jones was in proximity of that person with the contact tracer, then yeah, per quarantining them, sure. Yeah, let's just throw that. Like you said, just going to play as safe.
And then to answer your question when you brought it up, I think you have to go then with Fournette, right? He's the next man up. So if he's out there in your leagues and you're in the playoffs.
Tampa Bay's playing Atlanta. I mean.
Well, I'm going to go with T.Y.
Yeah.
Because Rojo, unfortunately, I have the flexibility to have, if what kind of team do I have if Rojo is my flex? So,
Hey, man.
yeah.
Wow, was that a shot at you?
I don't know. I made the playoffs.
It wasn't that wasn't a shot at you guys.
I'm like, man, I have Rojo.
is it-
I played him
is
last
it-
week in the flex.
There's buyer's remorse?
You heard that, Moose? What kind of team would I be if I had Rojo as my flex?
But no, to be honest,
I didn't know.
there
I
might be
said I
more.
had the luxury. I had
Yeah.
the luxury of having Rojo as my flex.
I'm like, I traded for him in week 4, and I don't know, man. I don't know if that was good or not. I could have maybe waited.
All right, and last but not least about your COVID talk with David Johnson. They're playing Indianapolis. Is it even worth as a flyer to put him in?
Yes. Like, I just feel that, once again, this is just another week so they don't put him on injury. Because he just came back from the injury. He only played like a little bit of snaps. Yeah, these COVID things, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's nothing really. Once again, if you're in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure you have better matchup than these guys. Like, probably David Johnson.
You've been doing all right. You've been doing all right without David
Right.
Johnson if you're still in the playoffs, i.e. the opponent you just faced last week.
Yeah. Good news, Kittle is off of returning from IR.
Woohoo!
I don't know if that's like he's practicing or if he's going to be starting this week, but he's off of it. So
I think for
hooray.
fantasy purposes for the rest of the season, it's kind of a
forget
it.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 3 weeks left of football, and a majority of you guys are in playoffs round 2 next week's championships.
All right.
Let's see. Other news: Gardner Minshew named again starter. Maybe that hurts Tanksonville. Who knows? But I think he should have been starter as soon as he came back from the thumb.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were thinking that Mike Glennon was a suitable replacement for Minshew.
I mean, once again, if
like,
you were tanking, then yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But that kind of like screws Minshew. Like, he missed out on 3 games where he could have showed teams what he's doing. So kind of shiesty. I don't know. Maybe it's too late in the season.
I don't know. I think teams already know what Minshew's capable of, and under the right coaching staff and personnel, he can thrive in a good system, and he is mobile. So, like, if Tanksonville has zero interest in, because he's still under his rookie contract,
right.
So a team would have to approach them of a trade,
and he was a later round pick, so it's not a 5-year contract; it's a 4-year.
Right. So they still have 2 more years or 1 more year before they have to pick up the 4th year option. So
next year would be his 3rd.
Right. That's what I mean. They have 1 more year. So I don't know if a team was interested in.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see how this offseason goes just because of the quarterback.
Because after this year, Brady and Rivers are going to be free agents, and whether or not they stay in Indianapolis and Tampa Bay,
are they even going to be in the NFL?
You never know. I
mean, Brady's talking about, or Breeze is talking about retirement.
Listen. Rivers ain't retiring. He's got 9 kids to support. Brady ain't retiring because
could retire.
Brady's not retiring because he's got a personalized chef constantly on his butt about what he eats and his own personal people. So he can go all the way. He can go way past the Vinny Testaverde age of playing football.
Nah.
And Breeze, I don't know. The man wanted to come back earlier than projected, and he had 7 punctured lungs. Punctured ribs, sorry. 7 fractured ribs. That's a lot of lungs if you had 7 punctured lungs.
Dude, oh my goodness.
Right? That's a freaking nature right there.
Your breathing should be impeccable.
Like, you got 2 left. Don't mess it up.
Yeah,
All right.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. And last but not least in the news, Moose, what you got? This one's interesting.
That's not that interesting. I mean, he started last week.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hurts named the Eagles quarterback again for 2 weeks in a row against the Cardinals this week. He impressed me.
I told you, like I
said
I was going to be interested in watching to see how Jalen Hurts does. Listen, he didn't wow you with his quarterback play, 17 for 30 for 167 and a touchdown. But again, mobile quarterbacks get it done. And when you rush 18 times for 106 yards.
Yeah, but it was more than that. It was like the pocket collapsed and he escaped out of it. He like used his athleticism to like rush out of the pocket, and then the Saints were like, is she running or passing? You know, like you have somebody like, let's say Wentz, Goff, things of that nature that have the ability to escape the pocket, but you know they're passing. They're not really going to try to scramble and beat you. Yeah.
I don't know. This is going to be interesting because they play against the Cardinals, and Cardinals defense is not the strongest. So
yeah, but the Cardinals beat the Giants, and they had to do what they had to do last week to stay in the playoff hunt.
No, I'm not saying that they can beat the Cardinals. Yeah. I'm just saying that like
well, I mean,
what you might see
they beat New Orleans. Why can't they beat the Cardinals?
They could. I mean, it's got me a little worried. You know, I have Kyler Murray, and
yeah, I'm just saying, man. Eagles. If you have K1, you start him. If you have K1, start him.
Yeah, is that what you call him?
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Peppers. Was this just some live mic during the game, and he kept calling him K1, and I was like, that's a sweet ass nickname. That's a sweet nickname, K1, man.
I like that. All right, and jumping into injuries, Jay wants to know what's the word on Gibson.
There is no word. There have been no news on Gibson.
Wait, not even the bird is the word?
Not even the bird is the word.
Bird.
So as of right now, you have McKissick or Barber, which I think McKissick's still the running back to have. Start him.
All right. You heard of here first, Jay. Until something else breaks, we got nothing for you, and it's been super quiet.
Yeah, but no, seriously, there has been no reports. The only thing out of
Washington, he's got turf toe. We had this argument about it last week, and the turf toe can sideline you for multiple weeks.
Or months, or days.
Depending on the severity of it.
Like the only thing out of Washington camp is Alex Smith did not practice today due to the calf injury. He wanted to reiterate to everybody that this calf injury is not due to the knee injury. It's a separate injury that he suffered at the game last week. Everybody was like, oh, my God, it's on the same leg that he had the knee. Mm-hmm. Is it something to do with the knee? He said, no, it's his calf.
Man, I really hope he could play this week because you know what? That kind of hurts McScoren if you have Dwayne Haskins in there because even if he has only eyes for McScoren, he's not getting him the ball.
Right.
Like he can't read defenses. He's not able to adjust to how the pocket breaks down or opens up. It doesn't matter. Like he just has problems all over together. That's why he hasn't been back since they removed him.
Right.
And that's what it is. Cowboys running back Zeke Elliott's been dealing with a calf injury, limited again. Actually, he wasn't even at practice today. So one more day of limited or no practice, then consider him a red flag for me about starting him this week. And he already doesn't have a great matchup against the 49ers run defense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, albeit they have been beaten up, but still, we're talking about a battered Cowboys O-line, an inefficient Zeke since Dak has gone down, and a Cowboys team that's going nowhere fast, even though that's NFC East is still up for grabs.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that, though? I mean, I pretty much said it all that needs to be said, right, Moose? I mean,
yeah, I mean, he's limited. He's getting older. He's obviously the workhorse. So is this just him saying, hey, my calves are sore, give me a day off? Because they're still expecting him to play Sunday. They're not obviously not that worried if they're still expecting him to play on Sunday.
Right.
So I would just say keep monitoring it. I mean, today's Thursday. If you see Friday, Saturday reports that the calves are still lingering, that's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah. All right. Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey, and I know you don't want to hear this, Jay, but he did not practice again Thursday. It doesn't look like as if he's going to play this week. So for all those who have Mike Davis, I mean, be happy that you get another week of Mike Davis. For those who have McCaffrey, I'm sorry, but, I mean, they're really taking it easy on him. Excuse me. Reports out of camp that it's not a great chance that QB Drew Brees returns Sunday. Again, 7 lungs by my mistake, but it's actually no. It's dealing with the fractured ribs, the punctured lung, 1, and just the fact that the Saints are doing fine with Taysom Hill. They didn't have the best game with the Eagles last week, although they had produced late in the game. Almost cost me a week, but it didn't. So I got that going for me. New Orleans wide receiver Michael Thomas, ankle held out again on Thursday. Pay attention to no, Jay, you are. Pay attention to the injury reports for tomorrow. If he does not practice again, list him as another red flag for me, as he may not start, which means fire up Emmanuel Sanders. He's very well versed with that system now, and I don't know how much you could really trust Traquan Smith. It's kind of a, if you're going for a long shot home run pitch for that, then I would consider Traquan, but more like Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook would be your key, and obviously Alvin Kamara is going to be Alvin Kamara. Per Bill Belichick, Julian Edelman is day-to-day. He's still on IR, but he's close to be coming off. Not like it matters for fantasy purposes anymore, because you can't trust a single Patriots player. Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford's status is in doubt for Sunday against the Titans, but he hasn't been ruled out yet. Per Tom Pelissero, Stafford is tough and has played through a lot, but if you can't play with his rib injury, Chase Daniel would step in. So that's the latest as far as the Stafford news, Moose.
Yeah, no, it's super crazy. Like, I was reading reports on this that a lot of the Detroit.
Brother, you're hustling way too hard. You ran out to get that next bit of news to come back here.
I ran hard.
Right?
I ran hard.
Get you one of those reporter caps
I've been reading news out of Detroit. They're saying that this might be Matthew Stafford's last game. So if that's the way it ended, that really sucks for Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
But they're thinking that a new regime's coming in. The guy doesn't want to take up that, because I believe Stafford, it's either next year.
Is Stafford on his final contract?
I don't know if it's this year or next year, but even next year is his final contract. They might just take the cap hit and release him to start fresh.
I mean, how would you feel about Stafford becoming a Bear?
He's 31.
I mean, he's still.
I like his heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like his heart, and I think he helped Detroit get through a lot. Without him, they probably would have had more 0-16 seasons.
Update: Justin Herbert just threw a touchdown to Hunter Henry.
Ooh, you heard us here first.
Yep. If you didn't get the alert from Sleep or anybody else. All right, and last but not least, Cardinals running back Chase Edmonds didn't practice again today. Again, if he doesn't practice tomorrow, consider him out.
Yeah. I mean, he's really has.
But he's more of the backup for Kenyon Drake. But he's done a fine job in Drake's absence, which is great.
Right. And he's like that change of pace back. That's all. I think I just cut you off to say that. Yeah.
It's simpatico. Ellie, what'd you eat? You dipped, my friend.
What happened?
Muted. Huh?
No, I got a call from 95.1. There was a technical issue I had to take care of.
Nice.
We're a technical issue, just by the way.
Handling business. Yeah. The Flash.
I'm done already.
You missed Skip over here.
No. The Flash. All right, the Flash.
No, I saw. I didn't see him. I didn't see him get up. I saw the empty seat though.
Not in what Jay calls you, but the other if you Scoop, that's what I meant to say. Scoop. Like if you're a news reporter, you ran out to get the next story.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right back.
I knew we were going to talk about Detroit. I ran to Detroit. I got the updated, and I came back.
No one now flashes the Flash.
Yeah, man. I'm super skinny. Everybody knows it. End of story.
But you don't get that physique for nothing.
You know it.
All right. Jay wants to know Josh Allen, or since he's now been nicknamed K1.
K1.
For the week. Bills playing Denver this Saturday.
Definitely Josh Allen.
The first of 2 games for Saturday, which is like, you love those Saturday games, Moose.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I kind of hate it because it's Saturday's college. Yeah. But, I mean, with all the crap happening in the college that over this last week with schools not wanting to play, with the COVID, with that's a whole different story. We're not even going to talk about it.
Right.
But
that's a whole episode we could do right there.
Yeah, oh my goodness, dude. It's such a college is in shambles. Like, they're pissed off because Notre Dame wants to stay independent, but ACC wants to bring them in.
Mm.
Like, what the hell, man? Anyways, football.
Just let Notre Dame be independent.
Bills.
I'm thinking that's just for the purposes of the
I think it's for
national
money.
championship.
It's for money for
like the reason why they want Notre Dame and ACC
was Notre Dame is a part of the conference. I don't know if it's ACC or another conference for their other sports.
Right.
Just not football.
Right. Yeah, they're just branched off independently because they didn't want to be part of the football program.
And Notre Dame gets to pick their games. So this year they picked a lot of ACC games.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's like, just stay with the ACC because you're actually competing against Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, here's a little rivalry, and like Clemson won't always make the thing. And I'm like, if that's the case, then what about Alabama? LSU, that was the only real big threat for them. But anyways, we got sidetracked. I'm still going with the Bills. I think the Bills are the hottest team right now. I think Allen proved that he's worthy now.
But not only that, but that he's a game manager and he can lead a team to victory. What he did against Pittsburgh last week, albeit like, sure, he didn't have the 41-point game he had against San Francisco as he got with Pittsburgh, but he had a 21-point game for fantasy purposes, which was great. But if you watch that game against Pittsburgh, you saw him manage the game the way a NFL quarterback should manage the game. You should not be upset for your fantasy team just because you needed 2 more points out of him. He still did great as a fantasy quarterback. And he's
against the number 1 defense.
Right. He's going to do just as well against
the Broncos.
The Broncos, who, like, I'm checking right now, the Broncos are like, they give up the 12th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, but in your case, Jay, you have Allen or K1. Both matchups are amazing.
Yeah.
Me personally, I like Allen.
I'm confused. Did I miss something while I was out for a couple of seconds? Who
K1?
Oh, you missed. So Moose had reported our little scoop here, flash scoop. He reported the fact that one of the players from Arizona is now dubbing Kyler Murray as K1.
Julian Peppers, the free safety for the Giants, last week kept calling Keenan Allen K1.
I get that.
Kyler Murray, K1. So every time after the play, he ran up to him and he's like, K1. And I was like, dude, that's a sweet, badass nickname. I'm just saying. He wears the number 1. His initial is K.
Yeah. So, guys,
I had a feeling that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But once again, Allen or K1, you can start either or. It's up to you. You got to make the final decision. It's your team. Me personally, I like Allen.
Yeah.
Just know that K1 is of the Mr. Unlimited tree. Take with that information. Take with that information what you will. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Listen, so like I understand that people are worried because in the beginning of the season, Kyler Murray had been explosive. He'd been a top 2 fantasy quarterback for most of the season, and then in the later weeks he trailed off. Week 12 was a horrible game against New England, 7.9. The Rams, which is a tough defense, you can't fault him that. He still got 20 points. The Giants, I talked about it. They have a really good secondary, but they're weak as for running. I mean, he still ran for 13 times for 47 yards. And the end of the day was 19 fantasy points. These aren't horrible points. If you get more than you're projected, you're happy.
Yeah.
If you get somewhere around this 19 to above range, you're still happy.
Yeah.
I think at this point of the year, we nitpick so much that just because you started off the season so great in the high 30s, you hit a 40 mark 2 weeks in a row, and then you're just riding high and you think he's untouchable. These things are going to happen. You're going to have a bad week. We talked about it. Any given Sunday, other teams don't give no crap about your fantasy team. They're just trying to win. So it is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, you're in the playoffs. Who got you there?
Yeah.
Like if you started Allen 7 out of the 10 weeks or whatever.
Absolutely. What do you think? Who do you think you're going to start?
Right.
You know, but
Once
obviously,
again, we can't control your team. You have to control your own team.
right. We only delve out the information that we have. It's on you to make the informed decision on who you want to start.
Boom goes the pen.
Right. So we still have some time. We're not going to do the rest of the show for our week 15. We are in week 15. Week 15 preview. We're going to be doing that for tomorrow's show. So if you guys have any questions that you would like to ask us about this week going in, if not, then we will talk to you on Sunday morning, 11 a.m., where we're going to do Stardom Sit-em and our Claimed Locked and Loaded, where we attempt to make picks of players who actually do stuff, but they tend to fail. Like me. I take that blame. That's me all day.
Yeah, but it's more than that. Like, it's more.
Uh-oh. Hey, I have the game on in the background, and Derek Carr looked like he was running towards the end zone and pulled up limp and grabbed his crotch. So
Maybe
looks like he might have pulled his
me.
groin. He's walking. It's almost end of the first quarter, and he's out. Like they just showed him walking to the back. So
Damn.
to the training room. So if you got Derek Automobile in your lineup, you might be screwed.
Well,
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it first if you weren't watching the game. So really quick, just before we when do the Jets when the Sharks show up.
Trying to the Jets. The Jets have been jetting all season, man.
Right? They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and the Rams are gonna just eat them up.
It's disgusting. It's just disgusting.
You know what is a trap though? Is Jared Goff against the Jets.
Yeah, but that's for the other show, bro.
Yeah. All right. Really quick, I wanted to bring this up. So there was an article on NFL.com today about the top 10 free agents for next year. And, I brought up that Brady and Rivers. Brady, even though he's on a 2-year, $50 million contract, could end up as a free agent. Then you have Robbie Anderson coming up. You have Javon Hargrave, defensive tackle for the Eagles. You have Blake Martinez, the linebacker for the Giants. You have Emmanuel Ogbah, defensive end for the Dolphins. The Dolphins defense has been really good. Leonard Floyd, and all these players I'm naming, like if there could be a person that the Bears may pursue next year, obviously not named Leonard Floyd. Would they be in consideration? James Bradbury, cornerback for the Giants, who's had a fine season so far. Nelson Aguilar is a free agent.
Okay.
And last but not least, offensive tackle for the Green Bay Packers, Rick Wagner. I know you didn't want to hear that one.
Disgusting. So I want the Bears to go after Taylor, quarterback from the Chargers. I know he got stabbed in the heart by them.
He got shanked, bruh.
But
that trainer shanked him just to give Herbert his shot.
I read this awesome article of how he is the best bridge quarterback in the NFL. Every team he played for, he played one season, like let's say 6 games or something, and then every time he got replaced by the future star quarterback of that team.
So he's a fluffer.
Like he got replaced in the Browns when he signed with the Browns by Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
When he signed with the Chargers, he got replaced by Herbert.
Did he get replaced by Allen? He was with the Bills.
Yes, he got replaced by Allen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even though they signed him to like that big contract. So what they're saying is every team that gets Tyrod Taylor that year that they sign and they go and draft the quarterback, they get their franchise quarterback.
But Taylor has to get hurt also.
He got pulled on
the Browns one, he got pulled. So
no, but in Buffalo, he started that fight and got punched in the face.
Sure, I don't care, but that means we get our franchise quarterback.
So
all these teams,
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
why? If you want a younger version of Tyrod, you just go get Brissett from Indy.
No, you're missing the joke.
No, I'm not missing the joke.
That's
I'm not missing
right?
because I'm looking at it like this. If we pick him up, then someone has to stab him.
No, nobody's
Listen,
stabbed.
you come to Chi-Town to get shanked. I mean, you
We-
ain't walking out.
We pick up Tyrod Taylor.
He has to get
Have a
shanked.
first-round pick this year. We go get one of these rookie quarterbacks. He plays 5 games. He goes 3-2. We
And
actually
then gets shanked.
Then he's gonna get shanked, and then our
Okay.
rookie comes in, and boom, a future of Chicago.
I mean, that's all. That could all possibly happen. I mean, consider the fact that we're not going to get Trevor Lawrence. You know, the Jets are going to go pick him up, and then
Oh, we're not gonna. There's gonna be 4 quarterbacks gone by the 10th pick.
yeah,
The Bears are not picking in the top 10.
No, they're not.
No.
So, like, you missed it, Ellie, because when we did talk about the injury to Matthew Stafford, that the Moose had brought up that this could be his final game, yet his final year with the Lions. And I posed the question, would it be a possibility that you could see Matthew Stafford in a Bears uniform?
Like
He's
if we're
31. He's still a fine quarterback.
yeah, like if we're not gonna push one of these younger guys, they're gonna want the 3 to 5 year contracts. If Stafford's like, dude, I'll come to Chicago for like 2 years for like 30 million.
I
would-
want to hear something funny.
Yeah, what's up, man?
You know who's a good candidate for that job if that does happen?
Job
Mitch.
for
the
for
Detroit
Detroit?
Lions quarterback. Yeah.
If Mitch doesn't go to the Pats,
He's not going to the Pats.
no, I
If
think
Mitch
Carson
goes
wants
to the
go-
Pats and becomes a star, I'm gonna be so upset. No one ever said that.
Yeah, no one ever said that. Ever. Listen, sometimes a quarterback needs to go to a different team for a different
Good on
system
him. Yeah,
and
no.
just to get better. Maybe they didn't get the QB development
Who's
that they
that?
could have really needed. You know, this could be a case of Sam Darnold as well. Darnold
He's
is
car
with
number
injury.
8.
What's that?
Car number 8.
Car number 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
His car. Okay, he's
4.
taking snaps again. Oh no, I thought it. Who's number 8
Mm,
for?
give me 1 second. I'll tell you right now.
Oh man, there goes Renfro.
Oh my
I
god.
just put him in too.
Ours number 4.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
why I said number 4.
who's their backup?
It could be one of us, but we're not over there right
It is
now.
me.
Mario.
Guys, did you hear about former Ravens running back Lorenzo Taliaferro?
Yeah, man, 29 years old.
28.
Oh, 28?
28.
Damn, man.
Terrible. Our condolences to
28.
That's just-
Taliaferro.
oh, Marcus Mariota! I totally forgot that. There might be a Mariota signing or sighting, bro.
He's taking
my
snaps
goodness.
on the
Look, you're
sideline.
number 8.
Mhm.
He was taking snaps on the sideline.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. But that's all we have for today.
Oh,
you guys
there
are going to
goes
watch the rest of this game. Yeah, as we're doing play-by-play now. Tune in tomorrow as we're going to preview Week 15, give you any other news that we have that came across the wire. And then don't forget to check us out Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Tell your friends, tell your family members, give the best gift of giving for Christmas this year, and give us subscribers.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Shameless plugs. We good,
Hey,
right?
Championship.
I got- hey.
I mean,
Listen,
We
if
help-
I ain't
we help
ashamed to
with
eat top
championships.
ramen, I ain't ashamed to put in a shameless plug.
No, who's ashamed of eating ramen?
Rich people.
Rich people eat ramen. They just put it in a glass bowl.
they're missing out.
Yeah.
Right?
More ramen
He's more-
for me.
You ain't living life until you eating ramen in a tub.
No, they eat ramen. They just add like
Japanese
caviar
people
and
eat
like golden flakes.
Right?
That's what they do. Fancy.
Ridiculous.
ramen? A bowl of golden.
From
corn
all of
flakes.
us here at Windy City Fantasy, myself, Moose, Elliot, stay frosty, Chicago.
Good night, everybody.
Go Marcus, go.
Oh, man.